rien faire sur tout l'hémisphère. Leur audace qui était grande nous fit de la terre offrande. Oui, ces chevaliers, je vous le dis, n'ont jamais fléchi, n'ont jamais faibli, les explorateurs. Rien ne les arrête, ni vent ni tempête, ces hommes de cœur n'ont pour fond de toile qu'un beau ciel d'étoiles. Leur rêve devançait ces fous, et sans souci des jaloux, ils voguaient vers l'avant gaiement. Les explorateurs sur les océans allaient vaillamment, ces navigateurs par des cœurs en fête bravaient les tempêtes. Leurs petites coquilles de noix ne faisaient vraiment pas le poids, et sur les flots déchaînés leur témérité fut bien démontrée. Les explorateurs toujours nous révèlent des terres nouvelles avec belle ardeur, rejettent la frayeur, refusent toute peur des aventures par milliers, pour rendre ce monde familier et en offrir la somme aux hommes.
Africa. As early as the 15th century, thriving European trading posts are set up along the western coast of Africa. Each one had its own distinctive character. Their names tell us what they mainly traded. The Gold Coast, the Ivory Coast. The Slave Coast. But the interior of the continent remained a mystery. The jungle, the climate. There were tropical fevers and sometimes the hostility of the natives. And there were insects and wild animals and so many barriers and dangers to discourage exploration.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Then technical progress made in the 19th century would give the Europeans the encouragement and the means to explore the Dark Continent. In England, Sir Joseph Banks founds the Association for the Exploration of Africa.
1/3 of all inhabited areas are completely unknown, especially in Africa. There's a whole continent to be discovered. Simply in the interests of science, it's our duty to explore it.
So the association funds the first European expedition into the interior of the continent. A certain Scotsman, Mungo Park, manages to get as far as the Niger River. But the Niger is a wild river, and he was unable to tame it. It was next the turn of a young Frenchman, René Caillé. He spoke Arabic and had studied the Koran, and he set off from Senegal disguised as a pilgrim. He would be the first European ever to arrive at the legendary city of Timbuktu, off in the middle of the desert. Naturally, there were many others from many other lands, but the most extraordinary was surely a Scotsman whose name was David Livingstone. At the age of 25, and with diplomas in medicine and theology, he arrives in South Africa and sets up a mission north of Kuruma. Well, before long, he married the daughter of the local clergyman.
All human wisdom comes from our Lord.
But the Dutch settlers, the Boers, were at war with the English and took a very dim view of his mission.
We'll have to leave our home.
Yeah, but crossing the Kalahari Desert would prove dangerous.
It's Lake Ngami. We're the first people ever to see it. Oh, First ones! It's much too dangerous for you and the children. You'd better go on back to England. You're all much too ill. I'll go with you to Cape Town.
So, leaving his wife and children behind, Livingstone pursued his undying passion, exploration.
That was our last one. European animals are especially vulnerable to the sleeping sickness caused by the tsetse fly. The Zambezi, we'll cross it. Chop!
That's a good spot.
No, a convoy of slaves, it can't be allowed. We must help those poor people. Get the distress flares.
Surprise!
They tied us together and then beat us. But you cut our ropes and you give us food. We wonder who you are.
Dr. Livingstone. And I have come from far away, England, across the sea.
You saved us, so you're our friend. We are the Mokololos. This is our tribal land. Please come with us, Dr. Livingstone. Our chief will be glad to meet you. I bring the men who saved us all from the slave traders.
I am Sekeletu, king of Makalolos. You helped my people. I will give you help. You've only to say what you want.
Just one thing. I want to explore your mountains, your rivers, make roads, open up your land to civilization, put an end to slavery. If I might go from here all the way to the great sea, an ocean thousands of times greater than your biggest lakes, it would be good for your people.
You'll have supplies and be escorted by my warriors.
Livingstone took 5 months to cover the 2,000-kilometer journey to Luanda, capital of Portuguese Angola. He would cross 5 great rivers. The trip proved to be much more difficult than he could ever have imagined. With every step, he met new challenges, and finally, here he is in Luanda.
Look, more jungle people.
Dysentery, malaria, man-eating crocodiles, what more? That's enough. A hospital!
Just in time.
And after 3 months of rest,
What? Where am I? I'm losing time. Welcome back, Doctor. Now I've made a big decision. We're going to cross Africa from end to end, in a straight line. In dugout canoes, it's easy. But first, back to the Mokololos to see their king. From sea to sea, from rising sun to setting sun. Ha ha!
You will need additional mules and more ivory if you're going so far. You shall have them.
The rumbling smoke.
A waterfall. We'd better beach them. Quickly, over there. Quickly, come. Whoa. I named these falls Victoria in honor of our gracious queen. Let's go. There's a long trek ahead. The slave traders must have come.
Hongo!
You have to pay him to pass through his territory.
All right, bring him some.
I want big one.
Uh-oh.
Chief, a gift for you.
Oh.
All right, let's go.
What is it? Let me see.
Oh.
And so, after 8 months, Livingstone, exhausted and sick, finally reached Quelimane, the first European to cross Africa from west to east. He had crossed the entire continent. Returning to England after a 15-year absence, he's given a hero's welcome.
Dr. Livingstone returns!
in London! Therefore, if we want to open Africa and exploit its riches and put an end to the wicked slave trade, we must bring Africa our civilization, as well as Christianity and trade.
So, appointed as consul to East Africa, Livingstone returned to the Black Continent. His mission, open a navigable waterway on the Zambezi.
This boat is slow, much too slow.
Yes, that's right.
Oh.
Talia.
The boat isn't much use, probably useless.
Livingstone is delighted to offer you this boat, the latest technological marvel. Now we shall see.
Oh, yes, they would see all right.
There's Africa's answer to Europe's latest technological marvel.
All the same, it helped him to discover beautiful Lake Nyassa.
Have a good return trip.
I say, you're a tough nut, aren't you?
London's always sending me ballroom explorers with no backbone in them. I think I'll just get started. On my own, with my porters and my buffaloes.
We would like to go along with you this time, but we're old and pretty tired now, Doctor. But if you like, our sons, Sudsy and Chuma, could go with you.
So Livingstone disappeared. He was swallowed up by the African jungle. Many people in Europe were concerned about Livingstone, but nobody did anything, and then an American newspaper funded a search expedition. Yeah, Stanley, yeah. Well, look, you are the only one who can go to Africa and find David Livingstone, the scoop of the century.
Difficult, Mr. Bennett, and costly, very costly. Livingstone's methods aren't mine.
Anything you want, just ask for it, write your own ticket.
Our job is to find Livingstone as quick as we can. There aren't going to be any stops or delays, and anybody who tries to desert gets punished. Everybody got that?
Oh, they did. Every one of them. He means you lazy bones work hard.
Mine and Waza are the best porters around. Go on, you ask anybody.
Yes, Yubi. That is exactly where my men said they had word of him. It is 1,000 kilometers away, and it will be very rough going.
Oh, yeah!
Out of the way! Oi! They made it much easier. Let's go.
Wazungu kwenda wapi? Kwenda kwa Tabora. Kwani kwenda kwa Tabora. Huko kwa nyaga tele.
This merchandise is excellent, highest quality.
I want to locate a certain white doctor.
Inujiji is one with a white beard.
Inujiji? That's what they said. Yes, that could be him. I think we'll find him. Oh, we're off again.
They all look exceedingly tired to me, boss. A little rest would be good. Just to look at them.
Yes, we're tired. We want to stop.
Not till we find Livingstone. Then we'll stop. Every man will be rewarded. But now, just one order. Hit the trail.
Finally, they get to Gigi. And it was here that he spoke the sentence that went down in history.
Dr. Livingstone, I presume.
Yes, I suppose so.
Doctor, I'm very glad. At last we meet.
Pleasure, sir. Ah. Well, I see you travel in style.
I'm well funded. Doctor, in Europe, everybody's concerned about you.
Yeah, just in time. My supplies would have run out in about 2 weeks.
Now we can return together, Doctor. It'll be a pleasure.
What? Return?
I'll take you back to England, Doctor.
Stanley, when I decide to return to England, I don't need anybody. I'll get myself...
Very well. If you want to remain, I can't make you go back.
Listen to me, Stanley. These are my notes for the past few years. If anything happens to me, all my work won't be lost.
Yes, but why don't you want to come back home?
Young man, you have given me strength and hope. My place is here. Anyway, I'm going to find the source of the Nile. Let's go, lads. We're on our way again.
But Livingstone wouldn't go far. No, he'd become very ill, and in the midst of the rainy season, he'd lost his way. After Livingstone's death, it was for Stanley to take up the challenge. He mounted the most extensive expedition ever seen in Africa. 8 tons of supplies and equipment carried by 360 porters, and he set off to explore the Congo.
The Lualaba and I believe it flows directly into the Congo.
About half the men have deserted, and we are in the middle of nowhere.
With the Lady Alice on the water, we'll make progress. On our own. What's more, Chippy Tupu will help us.
Why do you have anything to do with that slave trader? Why?
With him here, the porters won't run away. Don't take all day. Let's go. Put some speed into it. Let's go.
But once they're in a quiet part of the river, other problems arise.
They're scared of us. They've never seen a white man on boats like this.
Well, I'll give them a good reason to be scared. Ready at my command. Fire!
Stanley was to wage 32 skirmishes with the natives and spread terror as he forced a passageway on the Congo River. His fierce determination earned him the name Rockbreaker.
Now they know what's in store if they attack us.
Their journey went on like this to Boma on the Atlantic.
Nice to get back to civilization. We're all very, very tired. We've come from Zanzibar.
999 days of torture to reach the coast, but Stanley's exploit was to change many things. He had opened up Africa, and all its riches were squabbled over by Europeans.
Get away! I was here first. I all belongs to
It was a mad race, and the winner, whoever could plant his country's flag first. Well, Stanley returned to the Congo and made it the Belgian Congo. A British subject came and gave his name to British Cameroon. A Frenchman, Pierre de Brazza, would found Brazzaville. Oh, yeah, each explorer is happy to immortalize his name. Soon Africa was exploited in a way far different from the humanitarian dreams of Livingstone. Africa, that is even today so mysterious.